Get him up, unit. Get him up. Get the delts bumping. Get those biceps rocking. Let's crush the day. Smash status. Smash status, unit. Hold on, let me get some playback up in here. Square that shit up. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. The amp unit are the ones. Y'all the rest, the two. You like that shit? Unit, there you are. What's up, everybody? What's up? Square that shit up a little bit more, no? There you go. There you go. You guys got me good, man? GR9. Crystal clear like always. Appreciate it, dude. We got some storms coming in, but we hope this stream will go off without a hitch. We'll see. What's up, everybody? We just did this yesterday, right before Monday Night Raw, man. Thousands of you guys were able to catch it. What's up, man? Guys, Monday Night Raw, man, we had a super team form. We're going to talk about it. We had a couple of returns. I don't know if you guys are happy about these returns. We're going to go over it. Huge Elimination Chamber news. I'm not sure you guys are going to be happy about that. Massive title match made for WrestleMania. And I can't say it's massive because I have any interest in it. It's massive because I can't believe the booking botch. I'm going to go over all that. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to save that for a call. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to fucking go over that in this review, and we're going to talk about exactly what you know we got to talk about. So, unit, I'm gonna fucking just begin this review, and what I would have in the cold open, I'll just save it for the actual segment. I think that's how I want to do this. Let me get a big swig. Everybody, what's up? Salute. A lot to talk about. Chamber is less than 3 weeks away. I know. You guys know exactly what I'm going to discuss. I think we have to wait till we review the, hold on. Is it the top of the second hour, guys? We'll get to that in a few minutes. You guys know what we got to do. Thank you for tuning in, though, man. 25 minutes notice in the middle of a fucking morning or afternoon on a Tuesday. You guys rock. Hopefully there's not too many hiccups on the stream, audio-wise or anything. There's a storm. There's a little bit of snow out there. It's really cold. Stream always reacts different when that happens. So hopefully you guys can hear me for the most part. Hour number 1 starts with Cody Rhodes. This is January 30th, 2023 is Monday Night Raw, the post-Royal Rumble show. Oh, by the way, man, hold on. Big SmackDown ratings news. SmackDown this past week scored a 2.54, guys. Massive. Let me switch over to just the earbuds if you don't mind. Playback is pretty damn good. Hopefully the storm stays off a bit. 2.54 on SmackDown, guys, for the rating. That is fucking good. January, right before the Rumble, and they're pulling. They're trying to pull their best 2.6 almost. Pretty fucking huge for SmackDown, man. I like to see that. SmackDown has been the A show. No shade to Monday Night Raw. It's just the truth. And to pull a 2.54 right before the Rumble, fuck post show, pretty fucking huge. If you're wondering, Rampage did not see any residual from that. They actually went down, I believe. Their worst rating since December 9th, I want to say. But Rampage only pulled in 458,000. So they pulled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Less than a fifth of what SmackDown pulled in. That's obviously not good. They're going to have to make drastic changes to Rampage. I think All Elite Wrestling knows that show is just not pulling in. They've tried some stuff, but it's just... Rampage is just not must-see. SmackDown, you would think, would give some residual over to Friday night Rampage, but it's just not happening. So a terrible AEW number, but a really good SmackDown number this week. 2.54. On their way back up to 2.6. They might get somewhere around that again because it's the post show this Friday. So we'll see. So I wanted to give a little bit of a cold open up on the numbers, the ratings, guys. Now for back to Raw, 1:30:23, the post-Rumble show. Cody Rhodes starting this motherfucker off. Huge pop for Cody Rhodes. Before he can even utter a word, you deserve it. You deserve it. And listen, usually I hate these chants from the fans when you show up to these arenas. But, hey, man, I mean, this guy busted his ass to get back in time for the Rumble. He was just cleared literally like a week before is what he said. It was funny as hell. I mean, this was down to the fucking wire, guys. Absolutely down to the wire. And he came back, busted his ass, came back. This is the culminating moment that we know has to happen. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to say somebody deserves, Cody Rhodes busted his ass. He went off on his own. He took his own journey. He made the right decisions at the right times, and he found himself back in WWE. I can't fucking believe, guys. Yeah, JR9, you ain't kidding, man. It's like you don't even realize like how much energy Cody Rhodes brought to the show. He brought so much life back to Raw when he first got back to WWE. And then when he was gone, it was like it was gone again. That energy, that life was gone again. And then all of a sudden he comes back and it's like, oh, he is a superstar. And that's a huge void because WWE doesn't make superstars anymore. They just don't want to. It's Roman, it's Charlotte. That's pretty much it. They don't like to make superstars, right? Lashley probably should have been already. Drew McIntyre, maybe Sheamus, who knows? There's names that should be, but their booking just won't allow it. You can't really look at them and go, damn, I'd flip out if I was ever live and they came out the curtain and I'd be fucking bouncing off the fucking seat. There's no wrestlers like that today, man. Cody Rhodes had to go out and make his own path to become a superstar larger than life and then come back because WWE didn't make that. They're just capitalizing on the success of Cody. But it's so cool to see Cody come back and rock this out yet again. And it was such a void when he was gone. It's so good to have a superstar back, somebody that you can actually get excited about. You know he's going to deliver in the ring. You know he's going to deliver in a promo. You know he's going to deliver storyline-wise. You know, and here, you know, as everybody's chanting, you deserve it, he's looking up at the WrestleMania Goes Hollywood sign. And it was just an epic moment. It was a great shot that they got, man. Kevin Dunn, you got to give him some credit on that, man. He put camera C right behind Cody Rhodes. So camera C was like basically looking over their shoulder as you see the WrestleMania Goes Hollywood sign. And for nearly 10 minutes, Cody rocked that microphone. Talked about all the bumps, the bruises, the scars, the broken bones or tears, everything that led him to where he is now. And would he change a thing? Absolutely fucking not. Dude has become one of the best promos in the business over the last couple of years. He really has. This guy will go out. He doesn't hesitate or stutter a word. He just spits out on fire, man. He's got a clear consensus point of view or bulletin that he wants to get out, and he just starts firing, and it's a thing of beauty, man. Post-promo, Judgment Day hits the ring. They scold Cody Rhodes, right? Cody scolds back, though. But Dominic was funny. Dominic was like, man, you're so tough in the ring, but you wouldn't last a day in the pen. You know, you wouldn't last a day in prison. And Cody's like, what is this motherfucker talking about? What are you talking about? It's wrestling, bro. It's a wrestling room. What are you talking about? Prison, dude. Shut up. And so Dominic's being all hard in the aisle. The crowd starts chanting, kick his ass, kick his ass. Cody says, listen, I could be smart right now and just concentrate on Roman and not pick any trouble with you guys. Or I could, well, kick your ass. Gets a big pop from the crowd. And Cody and Judgment Day start brawling. Edge's music hits. Edge's theme. Edge comes out, starts hauling off on all Judgment Day members. And this takes us to our first commercial. Now, this will not be the end of Edge, Cody, and somebody else. We'll talk about that coming up by the end of the show. But if I may, before we go into the Q2, segment 2, let's stay on this first segment. I liked it, man. I told you guys in the video that we put out, the live stream that we talked about yesterday, right before Raw went off the air, BC was live, hundreds of you were live, 5,000 of you caught that video, that live stream. I said, don't just have Cody go out there, give some words, play his music, and that's it. And then we'll just fucking, we'll fake be excited about Roman and Cody because we'll have to manifest it ourselves. No, like, do something with Cody, right? Like, let's make him a focal point. I love how his music hit after his promo, and then no, Judgment Day comes out. Fucking Edge comes out. And we got something rocking, man. We set up a badass match for later in the night with Cody, by the way. And this is what I always mean. You start with a story, and at the end of the night, you should be telling the same story, right? If you do this correctly, you start with a story, and at the end of the night, you still have those same focal points. That same story is being told in your main event somehow. I tell you guys all the time, it's simple storytelling. It's storytelling 101. It's basic fundamentals of wrestling storytelling. And they did that last night. But for Cody, man, I'm really fucking, I'm just, I don't know if shock's the word. It is, I still can't wrap my dome piece around the fact that this was an executive vice president of All Elite Wrestling, one of the right-hand men of Tony Khan. It was him, it was Bucks, it was Omega. They started this motherfucker. And Cody just said, I've had enough. Crowd's like fucking booing me. I'm not really getting along with the fucking Bucks as it is. Me and Tony Khan are not seeing eye to eye. Man, I have unfinished business. Bruce Pritchard is offering me all this shit over here. He's willing to fucking tell Vince. Vince is offering this. Maybe I'm going to gamble on myself. I'm going to leave my executive vice president role. I'm going to leave All Elite Wrestling, and I'm going back to WWE because I'm going to bank on myself. I'm going to bet on myself, and I think that I can become the number one guy, the number one face in WWE. I think I can win the Royal Rumble. I think I can main event WrestleMania. I believe they're actually going to give it to me. And I believe I can hoist up the championship when it's all said and done. So far, all of it has happened. All of it. He came back. He became the top fucking face in the company. He came back. He won the Rumble. He is now main eventing Mania. And he sure as hell, you bet your ass he's going to hoist up that championship. I can't fathom that this was an executive vice president of AEW. And now he's about to be the world champion in WWE at Mania. I mean, if you're like those diehard AEW fans, they got to be ballistic at Cody Rhodes, right? I mean, I'm hoping they're happy for him. But I bet you there's a lot that are like, motherfucker, you didn't just go help the other team. You're going to be the fucking captain of the team. Fucking crazy, man. I still can't think, like, Cody Rhodes is in WWE, man. Cody Rhodes is winning the Rumble. Like how does Tony Khan view that? You know what I mean? Like, you got Dustin Rhodes in the back of AEW. Like, damn. You guys see Ricky Starks? I saw a photo. I don't know the legitimacy of it. Maybe you guys in the chat can confirm it. But I think I saw Ricky Starks at the Rumble. And now it could be a picture from AEW, but I think it was an actual Rumble picture. And AEW fans got pissed off at Ricky Starks just for showing up to WWE's Rumble event. Guys, it's not the end of the world. It's not like there's a real hatred. It's pro wrestling. Everybody relax. You know? It's not like New York City putting up the Philadelphia Eagles colors on the Empire State Building after the Eagles secured their Super Bowl spot. No, Ricky Starks is a good friend of Cody, and he just showed up to say, hey, showing my support. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, Ricky Starks in WWE? Damn, I can't lie and say that wouldn't be fun. I'm sure AEW fans will not want to see Ricky Starks go to the enemy as they see it. But, man, Cody Rhodes, to see him back, I think Jared9 said it best. To see him, it was so good to see him back just on Raw. You forget the void that Cody fucking left when he did leave for those 7-8 months, whatever it was. He's back, and it was such a jolt of much needed energy to WWE Raw. Cody Rhodes is the face of the fucking company right now. Roman, the heel face of the company, no doubt. But the face, sorry Bobby Lashley, sorry Drew McIntyre. Much respect to you guys, no question. Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins half the time still seems like a heel to me, but I never know with that character. But it's Cody Rhodes, man. It's Cody. Sami Zayn, I don't know where this goes after his storyline. I mean, for all we know, Sami Zayn could catapult to the face of SmackDown, and you got Sami and fucking Cody battling for the face of the company. Could you imagine? But for now, it's Cody Rhodes. And So good to see Cody Rhodes back. Anyway, all right, I'll move on. I had to say that in the opening segment, how good it felt to have Cody back, to see him and Edge fucking working alongside one another. And it wasn't even like you could tell like this wasn't pre-planned. They just like Edge came out because he's got his own beef with Judgment Day. And the way Cody's looking at Edge is like Edge and Cody never really had a discussion, you know? Like there's respect, but there's like you stay over there. All right, I respect you, but you stay over there. And by the end of the night, they were doing the same thing, just with a third person. We're going to get to that later in the night. So, pretty fucking cool, man. Good way to start off the show. Can they keep this momentum going? Well, not so fast. Seth Rollins and Chad Gable were in Q2 segment 2. Seth Rollins defeats Chad Gable via a pedigree to advance into the Elimination Chamber to try again for the U.S. Championship. That's right. There's a chamber match for the U.S. title February 18th at the Elimination Chamber. And you guessed it. It's the same people, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and a few others going for this fucking title. It just won't fucking end. You had Seth Rollins defeating Gable just to get into a chamber match. Put yourself to a war zone just to get the title you already had, to have the same matches you had 100 times with Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley. It's like those small towns that reside in those small districts. You guys know what I'm talking about when there's only like 2 or 3 teams. So you're in a small town in an even smaller district. Half the schools don't even have football teams, for instance. Let's stick with football. So you put your kids in the sports in school, right? But all the other schools don't even have a football team. First of all, there's only like 4 other schools. And fucking 1 or 2 of them don't even have a team. So you basically, it's your team and maybe 1 or 2 other teams. And every time on the weekends, you go to see your kids play football, it's against the same fucking team every week for the whole season. Because the district doesn't have any other fucking teams. Well, this is the same fucking thing. Every single week for the entire season. Now you're just seeing Lashley, Rollins, and Theory. They're the only teams in the district. Every fucking week since the middle of 2022, we've been seeing Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley go for the same fucking title in the same matches. There's no other teams in the district, it seems. So every week, here we are in 2023, we started the year off with like Rollins and Theory. Did we? Jera9 Gaming, wasn't that literally how we started the new year off? Another rematch with Rollins and Theory, correct? Now we ended the month. A whole month of the new year is done, and we are doing the same fucking matches. We're trying to get Rollins back to Theory. Now he's got to jump through more obstacles. Is this really the best way to utilize Seth Rollins? Guys, I'm starting to despise the United States Championship, and that sucks. We should learn to love that shit. It should be prestigious. You say, well, BC, I mean, it's being defended more often. That's prestigious, is it not? It's a focal point, BC. No, what it is, it's a secondary. It's a consolation prize because Roman doesn't want to work Mondays. Because Roman Reigns has fucking 2 titles held up hostage right now, and he doesn't utilize them correctly. So what happens is the U.S. title has to be a consolation prize, and it's the same people. It's not prestigious. If it's prestigious, it has shit that makes sense, and it's fun. It's entertaining, right? This is the same shit. For the end of time, Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley, it seems, are going to be going for Austin Theory's title, and then Theory will lose it to Lashley, and then Lashley will lose it to Rollins, and then we'll play the fucking carousel nonstop. You know, the first 86 times in 2022, okay, we bitched, we complained, we just wanted to get it over with. Now in 2023, we're about to go into February tomorrow, and we're doing the same shit, guys. Forgive me not if we're not excited to see Rollins and Lashley go for Theory's title again. Brock Lesnar's been fucking taking out Lashley. So what's Lashley going to do? He's going to be in the chamber. Obviously, what are you going to have? Is Lesnar going to storm the chamber, put Lashley through all the chamber cells? Lashley's going to cause destruction, and somehow Austin Theory will squeak out of there because of Lesnar with the championship. I already booked the shit because you know that's how it's going to happen. Guys, you know damn well, man, Rollins going for the U.S. title again is not exciting you. Don't even try to act like it's exciting you. Rollins and Gable is a good match, of course, right? The match was good, obviously. It's Rollins, it's Gable. Rollins has to win, and he did with the stomp. But I can't wait for the day I can fucking speak that Gable starts to get these kinds of victories, man. I can't wait for the day that Gable gets some fucking shine. I just hope that day comes. Really hope that he doesn't become another Dolph Ziggler, guys. Chad Gable's too good. You know, for a longest time, for months, we've been saying, oh, Chad Gable's so good. Chad Gable's been having great match after great match. Chad Gable's great on the microphone. He's so comical. He's so good at comedy. He could get serious. He's holding down shit. And he's always the one just to take the L, right? It reminds me of Dolph Ziggler for years. Still to this day, Dolph Ziggler, by the way. I'll actually get to that hour 2 or hour 3. He took a straight-up squash match in this show. But, man, I mean, at what point does Gable get shine? You know, all of 2022, I heard, just wait, Beasley. He'll get his shine. It'll be his time, Beasley. Well, okay, now it's 2023. We're about to hit the second month of the year already. And this dude is nowhere near collecting W's. He's still in this fucking tag team with Otis, and they're still fucking jobbers in the tag team division. It just sucks that Gable is just used as a Dolph Ziggler, right? You're a good hand. Now just go in there, have the good matches, lay flat on your back, and put over everybody. No, he's more than a good hand. This dude is actually has what it takes to check off nearly, if not, every box. Give Gable the chance and watch him rock it out. If you don't give him a chance, you'll never have the chance to rock it out. It's frustrating. Anyway, the Rollins victory, guys, was just to get into the Elimination Chamber so we can have Austin Theory and all of the people that have been going for the U.S. Championship for the last year get another chance at the fucking United States Championship. That's not prestigious. It's making me not even... When I hear the United States Championship is about to come onto the screen, I'm like, oh, fuck, no. Bathroom break. Fucking go make a ramen noodles. Go fucking play in traffic. Go fucking jump off the roof. Go pick up a fucking bad hobby. Whatever it is, it's going to be more entertaining than anything to do with the U.S. title. Later in the night, wait till you hear what they had the U.S. Championship in, just so you can incorporate Bobby Lashley back into the U.S. title picture. Absolutely fucking mind-boggling, man. Rollins defeats Gable. Rollins is going for the U.S. title again. Doesn't matter if you fail at getting it 1,000 times. You will constantly get more opportunities every week. I don't see how this makes any fucking sense. That's like winning the fucking, or losing the Super Bowl, and then having a fucking, the NFL decide that, no, you get it again next week, another chance. Oh, then you lose the Super Bowl again. Then you're going to get another, we're going to have another Super Bowl. You're going to get another chance. No. Hold on. Next month, we're going to do it again. We're going to run it back. Well, what the fuck? This doesn't even make sense anymore, man. At what point would somebody like Rollins or somebody just go to the back of the fucking line? Like, you would think by now, Rollins and Lashley would not get a chance till 2047. But that's too much logic. That's too much common sense. I'm overthinking it, basically. You know, you got to fucking dumb it down. You got to dumb it down, and you got to accept everything. Next segment, Iyo Sky defeats Candice LeRae via the Hold 'em Down Fruit Roll-Up. It's always good to see Iyo winning. She's too damn good to lose, ever. Literally ever. She's too good to lose. Just as important, it's good to see champions winning. That doesn't always happen in WWE. So I like this, man. Iyo picks up a W. I wish it wasn't via the Hold 'em Down Fruit Roll-Up. This is the one where she just, puts her fucking legs over the fucking arms of Candice LeRae and just holds her down, Like, your shoulder is not going to get an inch off of the canvas. And it becomes a fucking fruit roll-up. Now, Unit, I'm going to ask you to hold your fruit up in the chat, though. Hold on. I know you guys just went to the market this morning or maybe late last night because you knew it was raw. You knew you were going to start throwing the fruit at the screen. But guys, I'm going to ask you to hold the fruit because things are going to get more fruity later. This was not the only roll-up, as Jer9 will fucking tell you. There was another one, and it was a more legit fruit roll-up. So let's wait to hold the fruit, everybody. Oh, fucking A, man. The fruit is flying now. Thank you, Iyo. Hold on. That was a version of a fruit roll-up to BC. We call it a hold 'em down fruit roll-up. That's when you just hold somebody's fucking arms down, Yeah, I can't get up. Like the kid in the Christmas Story movie. But there's going to be another roll-up, and this was more of a traditional roll-up, but this absolutely was one. Yeah, there is Chair 9, unlimited supply. KP's call on this was just atrocious, man. Kevin Patrick's call. He's like, who's going to get it? Iyo gets it. That was the fucking call at the end of the match, guys. The call was literally Kevin Patrick saying, who's going to get it? Iyo gets it. And I was like, what the fuck? What did she get? Did she get a fucking fruit roll up from the cupboard? Did she get fucking a headache from being on a plane too long? Did she get Yahtzee? Did she win at Monopoly? Like, what did she get? You know, did she get a cold because she was, around stupid people for too long? Kevin Patrick just says, who's gonna get it? Iyo gets it. And I'm like, what? And then there was just silence. And it's like, dude, not only did nobody give a fuck in the crowd, nobody at home could give a fuck. With Kevin Patrick's call, I don't know how anybody can get excited about anything. You could hit the lottery for $10 million and if Kevin Patrick is going to call it, it's going to be underwhelming. You scratch a fucking ticket, you win $10 million, and there's Kevin Patrick. His $10 million basically gets it. Oh, Corey, $10 million, buddy. Wow, thank you, Kevin Patrick. It's $10 million, bro. I can't believe that this is going to be the soundtrack to so many people fucking growing up watching pro wrestling. This is going to be the WWE soundtrack. I know we got spoiled with Gorilla Monsoon and the Jim Rosses and all that, but damn! You're telling me they have nobody better than KP? Sad, bro. Who's going to get it? Iyo gets it! Crickets. Crickets. Silence. Corey, up next! Ripley, she's going to choose who she's going to take on. Guys. I mean, just bad. Just really bad. It really is. And that was hour one. So the highlight of hour one was obviously Cody Rhodes and Edge teaming up to fucking take out Judgment Day at the top of the show, top of the hour, start of the show. Match, yeah, it was good. Gable, Rollins, I just wish we cared more. I mean, this is just to put Rollins into a chamber to get the same fucking opportunity he's been getting for a full year. Austin Theory's U.S. title. And then the end of the first hour was Iyo fruit roll up over Candice LeRae. I don't know. And what does this do for Candice LeRae? Is anybody going to want to see her and Munchkin win the tag titles now? After you see her lose fucking 100 matches in a row? Unit, we're going to hour number 2 now. Hour number 2 is Rhea Ripley, and this is where we're going to have a little talk. All right, so Rhea Ripley starts hour 2, declaring that she chooses Charlie Flair and her SmackDown title for WrestleMania. The crowd gave 0 reaction, just like their Mania match years ago. This gets BC personally 0% excited, and I know so many of you guys 0% excited. Rhea versus Belair would have been the more fun match, but more than that, it would have made the most sense. Rhea Ripley could really play on the fun, ruthless heel and build her character even more over the next 2 months before she defeats Belair for that championship. Now, Rhea is just going to end up the face against Charlie. Just watch. You're already starting to see crowds kind of dim down their excitement for Charlie Flair. She was down off for several months. She comes back. She gets a good pop from Tampa Bay and then I believe Memphis. And then all of a sudden, Ric Flair in New York had to fucking call her out to get a nice rub and a nice response. And then the last time we saw Charlie Flair, it was dimmed down even more. And now we're starting to see crowds already see that it's the same redundancy with Charlie. By the time you get to Mania, you might have a lot of cheers for Rhea Ripley in a group Judgment Day that has to be diabolical heels. That's a problem, guys. Rhea's going to have time to be an ultra face, trust me. First, let her be a ruthless, fun, diabolical heel. You do that by pitting her against Belair and taking the fucking title on the grandest stage. A heel gets a fucking big title. That's always a fun moment. Doesn't always happen at WrestleMania. It was sitting in their lap, and they chose to swerve it back to Charlie because everything has to revolve around Charlie. They saw that the momentum is in Rhea Ripley's court. So what did they have to do? They have to cling any momentum possible in this company to Charlie Flair somehow. It is fucking pathetic, this agenda. It has to stop at some point, guys. Because Rhea Ripley is going to get hurt by it. Rhea Ripley will be affected negatively by being attached to Charlie again. The match that is sitting in your lap is clearly Belair Rhea. Belair has went through everybody on the roster for Raw. There's only one woman left. It's sitting in your fucking lap. This isn't just BC's basically he didn't get his way. Now he's gonna bitch. No, I'm gonna be fucking fun. I'm gonna go about the day, drink coffee, have some fucking laughs, shoot the shit with my boys, do my business later. This is a wrestling podcast, and this was a decision last night that is batshit stupid. It was sitting in their laps, but they knew Rhea's got the most momentum, and they know they want to cling that to Charlotte. So somehow, we have to run back a match that nobody gave a fuck about years ago. Nobody. You want to see this match? You already saw it at Mania. Go watch it again. It was nothing we need to see again. So now Rhea gets the W? Because that's going to happen, guys. The good news is Charlie will most likely drop the title. That's the good news. You want to know the bad news? She'll get it right back a month later just to become the 87-time champion. You think Rhea's going to hold it for a while? No. They're going to decide, no, Charlie has to get her fucking revenge now. Charlie's got to get her title back. I can't believe this was sitting in their lap. And JR9, you fucking called that last night that you were hearing that's what was being said. I mean, we all were hearing little things here and there, but never would I think they would fucking botch it like this. Never did I think they would actually take out Belair and insert Charlie for Rhea. It makes zero sense. They had a match years ago. Rhea didn't come out on top. Now it's time for Rhea to be the boss. Like, what are we doing? Belair went through everybody. I couldn't believe that, man. I was like, no. Not just that. It would be fun. Belair, Rhea, 2-month story leading into Mania. Belair and Rhea Ripley. Come on, bro. And now we got to watch Rhea Ripley and Charlie again in 2023. I don't understand how this is going to help Rhea at all. She might win the championship. Okay. It's always going to be centered around Charlotte somehow anyway. And what? And now for Belair, the only way that I'm going to be able to fucking just move on over that decision is if you put Kana, Asuka in that position, and they're going to do an Elimination Chamber match for the ladies, right? Backstage, this was an hour 3. Backstage, Adam Pearce announced at the Elimination Chamber 6 women will face off in the chamber to determine the number 1 contender for Bianca Belair's championship at WrestleMania. Now, in that Elimination Chamber, 4 names already confirmed. Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez, Nikki Cross, and Kana Asuka, because they were the final 4 in the Rumble. They already qualified based on being the final 4 in the Rumble match. The final 2 will be determined Fatal 4 status next week. Munchkin, Piper Niven, Candice LeRae, and a returning Carmella. Clearly, they're going to go Raquel, though, right? I mean, JR9, isn't that what you would think WWE would do? Something bonkers like that? Take Raquel and have her win this fucking chamber somehow, and then it's Raquel versus Bianca and not Kana Asuka? Because we can only hope that it is Kana Asuka, because that is the match. If you're not going to put Rhea Ripley and Belair, then you have to put Kana Asuka versus Belair. That is the match. Now is Kana's time. That shouldn't even be open for fucking debate. Everybody should know that if you're not going to do Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, then you would have to do Asuka, Kana, and Belair. That is a badass match. Asuka as the new Kana character. Badass to another level. That's the fucking match. It's not that fucking hard to see, man. Kana has to win that shit now. That's the only way that this would make any sense, man. Kana gets the title, and you actually give Asuka the fucking rocket finally. Give her her Mania moment. Let her shine again. H was big on her back in the day. Let's see if H is really running this shit. Let's give Kana what she fucking deserves finally. Damonte Mabry up in the chat, gold card status. You're right. That's the only choice right now for BC. Could you imagine if they fucking go Raquel Gonzalez? Old Smiley. Old Smiley's going to come down, beat up everybody, and then we're supposed to give a shit about Belair and Raquel. And what? Raquel's going to hoist up the championship over fucking Kana Asuka? Come on, bro. But you know that's something WWE would do. Raquel, old Smiley coming down in Los Angeles to take on Belair. Face versus face. Mutual respect. How about you build up Raquel first? Don't try to build her up right in the fucking Mania by winning a championship where half the crowd is going to be like, oh, okay. Raquel just beat Belair? Wow, she's superhuman. No, she's not. You didn't book her superhuman yet. Raquel has been 50-50 booked to the fucking core. There's been no reason to really grasp on to caring about Raquel. Now you're just going to have her show up to Mania after an Elimination Chamber victory? And then you have to have the confidence that they're going to book her correctly after the Elimination Chamber victory. I've seen Shayna Baszler destroy motherfuckers in the chamber, win that son of a bitch, and now she's the queen of the fruit roll-up in under 2 minutes. She's one of the easiest people to beat on the roster, Shayna Baszler. You can beat her within 2 minutes, and just with the fruit roll-up. She's the easiest person on the roster to defeat. And at one point, she was beating the shit out of everybody in the chamber. So no, I don't have a lot of confidence in how they're going to play this out, guys. I really don't. But that's where we're at. Rhea Ripley chooses Charlotte Flair. And that's what we have for Mania. I mean, you know, Mania was shaping up to be pretty fucking diesel. There's so much fun shit that we could be getting and hopefully should be. And then they declare this match, and it almost just sucks the fucking air out of everybody, you know? I mean, you just gauge the community, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Rhea and Charlie just because they had a match a few years ago? I don't understand. I really don't. Nasir! I'll read that in a minute, man. Thank you, brother. Nasir, I see you up in there, dude. So I'll move on from that because we're going to have to talk about it again because there was some more women's segments in hour 3, and it all ties together. Johnny Gargano is up next in hour number 2, beating Boring Corbin in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Think about that, guys, please. I'm gonna put your minds to the test here. You ready for this? Think about that. Boring Corbin gets the same exact shot at the U.S. title that Seth Rollins gets. Corbin is on a 14-match losing streak going into last night, guys. I've already done the research for you. Don't worry. That's what BC's here for, man. 14-match losing streak. And he gets a shot at the Elimination Chamber match. Just like that, man. Same thing that Seth Rollins gets. And he's only 8 wins out of his last 50, by the way. The last 50 matches for Boring Corbin, he's only won 8 of them. He's lost 42 matches out of his last 50. And he's just like right into a fucking title picture. Always. He always is. That's one of the biggest issues in WWE, guys. You literally don't have to do anything at all to earn title opportunities because you will always be in qualifying matches, tournaments, gauntlets, and battle royals, guys. You will always be in a match that'll propel you right to a fucking opportunity at a title because they don't get creative anymore. It's the same fucking people going for the same opportunities non-stop. Gargano defeats Corbin via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating. You guys are already throwing that fruit up in the fucking chat, man. Awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating fruit roll-up. And this was a traditional fruit roll-up by Johnny Gargano onto Boring Corbin. Make that a 15-match losing streak now for Boring. And don't worry, guys. because he'll get another chance next week in some schmaz match to go for the same fucking title. So trust me, it's not the end of the world for boring Corbin, guys. He is going to be right back into the fucking title picture next week because that's what WWE does. Oh, and by the way, Dexter Lumis is still doing nothing but being the lackey for Gargano. Is that the best we can do with Dexter Lumis, I ask? Honestly. Dexter Lumis just comes down, sidekick to Johnny Gargano. You know, in NXT, at least there was a good storyline with them. They were funny while also being fucking badass. They were involved in shit. There was a reason to care. I mean, Dexter Lumis, I think it was, I believe it was Jimmy Fingers 19 in yesterday's chat, sent a super chat and said, I'm down with Bray Wyatt, BC, but... what was the super chat? He said, but what's next? Is it Dexter Lumis? Is it Karrion Kross? And what I told Jimmy Fingers 19 in my entire unit, I told you guys, as much as Lumis and Bray would be a good storyline and it would be fun and just thinking about that on paper, that's badass. You got to book up Lumis first, man. Who's to say right now Lumis even deserves Bray Wyatt, bro? The way that Dexter Lumis is booked, half the crowd still doesn't know about this dude. If they didn't watch NXT, they're still wondering who this fucking freak is. You gotta build this motherfucker. Just tying him to Johnny Gargano, not the fucking way. Just like they said Tommaso with Miz is the best way, BC. No, it's not. Tommaso can go a million other ways and get a million times better reception than hanging around fucking Miz. Not everybody has to debut with the Miz. And that's what they have everybody do. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Bronson Reed, Dexter Lumis. Everybody always comes right to the Miz. That's what Vince does. Logan Paul, you got to go to the Miz. We're going to start you off with the Miz. Bad Bunny, we're going to start you off with the Miz. Everything is the fucking Miz. It doesn't have to be that way. You know, he used to do that for the women. Everything had to be Natalya. But it's not always best for business. So I don't know what they're doing with Dexter. And, you know, I'm a little bit more amped on that because I like Dexter. Creatively, BC can come up with 1,000 things to do with Dexter that's going to captivate the attention of the audience. And instead, there he is with Gargano in a fucking qualifying match over boring Corbin. A match that ends in a fucking fruit roll-up, mind you. And the fruitiness goes on. I mean, that was 2 already. Maybe there was a third one on this show that will go over an hour 3. I don't know, but weird. It's weird how they're booking Johnny Gargano. It's weird how they're booking Dexter Lumis. Boring Corbin cannot possibly get any more boring, we think, and then every week he somehow gets more fucking boring. Now, moving on. VIP Lounge, the guest, Austin Theory. Of course, as we all knew, this was just a continue Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory, right? We all knew that. Just like Rollins, it just won't fucking end with these 3. We knew when we saw Austin Theory as the guest on the VIP Lounge, you knew that this was just to bring out Bobby Lashley. Sure enough, Lashley comes out. He inadvertently spears MVP, and Austin Theory runs away. And that's the segment. Man, well, now I can't wait to see fucking Lashley in the chamber. Oh, bro. And then hour 1 ends with Rick Boogs returning to WWE, defeating The Miz. This was done nicely. Miz was hilarious in his $10,000 suit that, in his quote, his wife bought him. Pierce is making a match between Rick Boogs and Miz is like, I'm in a suit. I'm in a $10,000 suit that my wife bought me. And Pierce is like, I don't give a shit. You're taking out fucking Boogs. Now, at first, Boogs is coming down, man. Boogs is fucking, like, just going ballistic. Boogs is nuts. For the face that Miz was making was basically what BC had. I'm like, what are they making Boogs do, man? Like, what the fuck are they doing? I mean, Boogs is just going fucking mental over there. He's fucking playing the fucking air drums, the air guitar. He's on his fucking knees. He's jumping up. He's doing the fucking do-si-do. He's doing a Macarena. This motherfucker's all over the place. I'm like, whatever. There's a movie called Cocaine Bear. Whatever the fuck this dude was on, that bear pales in comparison. Boogs. That's the real fucking... I mean, this guy was on it. But after a while, I started thinking, you know what? I mean, I'm liking this, man. This is funny. This dude could be like a real fucking a badass dude to get through because he's got so much fucking energy. He's rocking on all cylinders. BC started to come around to it, man. The Miz played it off perfectly, got jobbed out quick by him, and Boogs looked like an actual fucking threat, man. Boogs looked fucking good. Predator Kingdom, I gotta agree. He is the shit after last night. At first, I was like, nah, bro, what are you doing? What are they doing with Boogs? This is stupid. After 60 seconds, I was like, all right, I'm down with this Boogs, man. He is fucking off the wall. He's amplified. Kind of gotta like that shit, man. So I thought that was a really good return. It took me a little bit. I had the same face as The Miz at first. Boogs' new character is nuts, but awesome. Boogs gets the W, I think, with that, what was it, the Power Slam, I believe? Literally took fucking Miz out of his shoes, guys. Pretty funny, too. And that ended hour 2. So again, to recap, hour 2 started off hour 2. Rhea Ripley declaring that she's going for Charlie's championship at Mania, and I just already went over that. I'm going to talk about it more in hour 3 because there's more lady segments that combine with that. But that's how we started hour 2. Middle of hour 2 was Gargano and Baron Corbin, Elimination Chamber qualifier, and then we had a VIP lounge. Guest Austin Theory just set up Bobby Lashley spearing MVP and in Theory running away. Hour 2 ends with Rick Boogs returning and defeating The Miz. And what I thought was a pretty solid segment. Good way to bring in Boogs. I thought that was a good return, better than Bronson Reed's debut when he helped The Miz with the fucking win the money. What was that, the ladder match? I thought that was way better than what they had Bronson. They started to book Bronson much better. We'll talk about that, actually. Bronson had a squash match. Hour 3, we're about to get to that. Swig of coffee. Thank you guys up in the fucking stream, man. Over 150 on the ups. I totally forgot to even mention that. Smash that up. Take that to 200 for BC, please. I forgot to mention it. Helps the algorithm later. When we're live, the tube doesn't push the algorithm. For some reason, the streams don't go into the algorithm. I don't know what it is. After we're live, that's when it clicks in, oddly. And that's when you start to see thousands of people find the stream and jump on board. But first, we got to get that algorithm rolling, so that's what you guys can do for BC. I appreciate that. That's totally free. Doesn't cost a fucking dime. It's just fucking showing that respect, helping the algorithm, and BC's putting in the fucking hours for you guys. We had a one hell of a fucking January. So much content thrown out to you guys. So many hours fucking just absolutely shredding the community and really getting amplified on every news story for the beginning of the year. So I thank you guys for the whole month, man. The whole month. I appreciate all that you guys did for the channel as well. Not just what I did entertainment-wise for you guys. What a month of January. Unfortunately, February is not going to be that packed. I mean, I have a lot that I have to attend to. So there's not going to be near as much content that we had in January. But I'll try to dish out as much as I can to you for next month. But January, damn, did we rock it. I appreciate that, Malachi. James, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. But yeah, what you guys can do for BC is just smash that up. Let's take that to 200 plus. All right, hour number 3 on Monday Night Raw, 1:30:23. Bayley starts the hour. Bayley's kind of dressing like Becky Lynch used to now, right? The old Becky Lynch character before the Mon. She got the fucking glasses, like a fur coat and shit, man. Bayley's got it rocking. And then Becky Lynch comes out, top of the ramp, for a little confrontation promo. Becky Lynch says that she wants the cage match next week in Orlando, where it all began for them in NXT, the Four Horsewomen. And next week they're going to be in Orlando, so let's do the cage match that we should have had in New York City last week, but thanks to you and your gals, it didn't happen. So, Strict Tango, thank you. I appreciate that. So Becky Lynch wants that cage match because a lot of fans actually got upset with that, man. They were upset that we didn't get the advertised cage match last week. I couldn't really care any less. It was one of those things where I thought the story progressed. The story progression meant more than the cage match itself. If you wanted to keep this story going, it looks like they just took the backlash from not having the cage match, and now they're going to give it to everybody next week. So I think everybody loses in that run, man. That the fans didn't get it last week, and the company doesn't get to progress anything. So now next week we're going to do the cage match again, unless Bayley and the gals once again fuck with Becky and they don't get the cage match. And then fans are pissed again, and then they prolong it again. Who knows? But Bayley says, no, I'm not going to give you the cage match. You're not good enough to face me. You're not even good enough for your husband. The only reason he married you was because he knocked you up. Becky is now pissed off. Becky's had enough. She goes backstage, and she returns 20 seconds later, dragging Dakota Kai by her hair. She's about to snap Kai's ankle because her ankle is threaded through a chair, and she has another steel chair about to slam down onto it. But Bayley gives her the cage match so that Dakota Kai can keep both ankles. Bayley agrees. Becky says, that's what I thought. Oh, and you may want to check on Iyo in the back. So clearly, Becky, storyline-wise, took out Iyo and then dragged out Dakota Kai. So that sets up the cage match for next week, guys. Take it or leave it segment. All that we accomplished there was getting to the same cage match we would have gotten last week. I was okay with not having the cage match last week. I'm okay with prolonging a story, but have an end game, right? Tell a really good story. It's Becky and it's Bayley sitting in your lap. You just got to put an ounce of effort into the storyline. And we'll drag this into Elimination Chamber and beyond if need be. But they didn't. It's just surrounding about this cage match that they want, that Becky wants. So either they have it and just get it done with next week, or this somehow is part of the fucking storyline and they don't have the cage match again next week. We'll find out. Backstage, Adam Pearce announces again that at the Elimination Chamber, 6 women are going to face off in the chamber to determine the number 1 contender for Bianca Belair's championship at Mania. It's Morgan, it's Gonzalez, it's Cross, it's Kana, Asuka, because they already qualified based on being the final 4 in the Rumble match. Now, the final 2 are going to be determined in a fatal 4-way next week between Munchkin, Piper Niven, Candice LeRae, and a returning Carmella. Again, I said this 10 minutes ago. I'll say it again. You got to believe that they're going to go Raquel Gonzalez to take on Bianca at Mania. That is such the wrong decision, man. Kana Asuka is now... This is the new Asuka. She just finally debuted again. Royal Rumble. Let's put the rocket on her. Give her the momentum, the steam, the rocket, the situations, the circumstances, the moments that she should have been in from her first day on the main roster. She always was an H gal. Now we're going to see how much H is really running this shit. You cannot convince somebody like BC that Raquel Gonzalez should leapfrog Kana Asuka to be the one to take the title from Bianca. No way. This is fucking Kana Asuka's time. Backstage, Carmella, a returning Carmella, finally meets Kana Asuka, by the way. Carmella says you can paint your hair however you want, this, that. It's going to be my time. I'm going to win the Elimination Chamber, whatever the fuck. And Kana just starts, that mist just starts leaking out of her fucking mouth. No supernatural here with Alexa or anything like that. This was just fucking... This is the next level of what we know as Asuka. That's the Kana character. And that alone scares off Carmella. And this fucking mist is just drooling out of fucking Kana's mouth as she's basically seething at the mouth to win this motherfucker. And hoist up that championship at Mania. How the fuck do you take this and say, no, we're going to give it to smiling Raquel Gonzalez? I'm not seeing that shit. I'm honestly not, guys. This is Kana's to win. And speaking of the ladies, man, there was a funny backstage segment with Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green walks up to Adam Pearce and asks if he's the manager here. She walks up to Pearce and says, excuse me, are you the manager around here? And fucking Pearce is like, yeah, why? Chelsea Green says, good. I was wondering who I should talk to about the unacceptable accommodations I've been receiving since I've gotten here. And she literally takes Pearce to go show him the unacceptable accommodations. Like Chelsea Green, somebody who got eliminated within 2 minutes at the Rumble, less than. And all of a sudden she's barking orders and wants fucking high-class fucking accommodations. I thought that was funny. That was like a legit LOL moment. I like what they're doing with Chelsea. Let's keep it rocking, man. Bronson Reed wins a basic squash match up next over Dolph Ziggler via the top rope splash. And Bronson is also headed to the Chamber elimination match to go for Austin Theory's United States Championship. Again, they're booking Bronson Reed much better. It's so sad to see what happened to Dolph Ziggler. Still to this day, Dolph Ziggler is so good at professional wrestling. He's so good. He makes you believe in the storylines that he's in. He makes you believe in everything he says in his promos. He's one of the best wrestlers still to this day. I truly believe that. And this guy has just became a glorified jobber somehow. I don't see how WWE just looks at him like that. He's so good. He's so fucking good. Guys, Dolph Ziggler is so good. I know it probably doesn't seem like that to you. You could take Dolph Ziggler or leave it because of how he's been booked. So maybe you just don't care about him anymore. Or maybe you never did, but he's so good. And it's like, wow, if I was running a pro wrestling company and I got Dolph Ziggler, man, are you kidding me? This is not how I would be booking that motherfucker. It's crazy. I remember like years ago, man, he was with AJ Lee, I believe, and Big E. I don't know why the three of them were together, but I remember they were together, and I think he had a cash-in with those two. But I know, think about that, right? It's fucking Dolph Ziggler, Big E, and AJ Lee, and I just loved it. It was like, man, when they came through the curtain, I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. And it was like JR9, 2012, 2013. Is that when they were, is that the three of them? So about 7, 8 years ago? JR9, thank you. Yeah, so 2012, 2013. I fucking loved it, bro. You got AJ Lee, Big E, fucking Dolph Ziggler. It was just a little bit of everything. And that's funny because I'm gonna talk about three other individuals, one lady and two dudes that also has this super team kind of feel to them. So it's funny that I just mentioned that. But yeah, man, AJ Lee, Big E, Dolph, I just felt that they together would just check off every box. Like I just felt it was a super team of sorts. And then here we are in 2023, and it's like what the fuck happened to Dolph? Like, how can this be possible? And I know people say, well, but you see, wrestling isn't just his sole like love anymore. He likes to do comedy, and he's into other things, and he's totally okay with being a jobber. BC, he's basically there for the paycheck and this and that. It doesn't matter. He's too good, and he is there every show. Utilize him the best way possible. This guy is so fucking good. I read something recently where Edge said that when he returned, I think it was the Rumble return, he literally handpicked Dolph Ziggler as the first spear. He told Vince, I am not coming back at all. I'm not stepping foot in that ring if Dolph Ziggler doesn't take my spear first. Because he knew he had to make that impactful moment right from the jump. You only have one chance to make that first impression, yet again. And he handpicked Dolph because if you ever watch Dolph sell any fucking spear or any move, he is second to none. And I remember that spear. It took Dolph Ziggler completely out of his fucking boots. Figuratively, all right, I get it. But legit turned him inside out. And Edge just looked like a fucking $1 billion right from the fucking jump. Dolph Ziggler is so good. And it's so sad to like go over a review like I'm going over last night and how good Dolph Ziggler is. And to look at these notes and it just says Bronson Reed wins a basic squash match over Dolph Ziggler via top rope squash splash. And that was Dolph Ziggler. And they're doing something with fucking Mustafa Ali. I mean, Corey Graves said it best. He's like, is it me or did Mustafa Ali become the most annoying person in the WWE? Every time Dolph is trying to say a word backstage, fucking there's Mustafa Ali. Like just fucking infatuated with what Dolph's gonna do next. Hey, Dolph, what are you gonna do? Yeah, here's a Dolph with another opportunity. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing with Ali? Is this gonna lead to a tag team? I don't even know, man. Backstage again, Carmella meets fucking Kana. I thought that was badass. I really hope that they make the right decision here. Could you imagine if Kana, Asuka, the new version, the Kana version, walks out of the chamber and she's headed to fucking Mania to take on Belair? I mean, damn, the story you could tell, the segments that they could be in, what it would mean for Kana. The match. The fucking match. Man. The main event was Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor. Such a good match. A shame that they were only given 14 minutes and that it was on TV because you could tell they were rushing because they had so much that they wanted to do. And the time was just, and they weren't even like flipping and diving and shit. They just had a lot that they wanted to get in. They had a lot of story they wanted to tell. But man, they were only given 14 minutes. 13 because you needed the last 2 for the extracurricular activity. But even with what they were given and how it had to be rushed, man, Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes? I don't think we've ever seen that before either, guys. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong. That's totally fine if I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But I don't recall seeing Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor. Not even in Japan ever or anything like that. I just don't recall it. Maybe I'm wrong. But what a fucking... On paper, I was like, what? They're going to go Balor Cody? Sure enough, chat is saying no, it was never done. It was the first time. Thank you, chat. I appreciate that. So it was the first time ever. That's what it felt like, bro. I was like, what the fuck? Like, Balor Cody, why does this seem so fresh? Like, why does this seem like something I wouldn't mind seeing a story put on it in 30 minutes? Give it to him. Let him just tell a story in the ring. In-ring psychology. Let's rock. But they were rushed because of the 13 minutes and the 2-minute extracurricular activity had to be placed in. Could you imagine if they just gave them the pay-per-view? But that's down the road. They probably thought Judgment Day is not going to be in the immediate one-on-one future for a pay-per-view, so they just gave it away there. Now, watch in the future, we're still going to get Balor and Cody at a pay-per-view probably. But WWE couldn't hold it. They just wanted to fucking give us that. I just wish there was a little bit more time. Again, long matches is not something I always say either. I don't need long matches necessarily, right? The shows should be for storylines. The pay-per-views is the ultimate payoff for matches, right? That's where you see your classics and the matches that you want to watch over and over again. That's fine. You know, but the shows, I'm good with more talk, good more promos, shorter matches if you need be. 1 or 2 matches, a little bit longer, no doubt. This is one of those matches that just has to be longer because they're going to tell a really good story in the ring. But they just didn't get that. Anyway, that's all I'm going to harp on because it was still a good match. You could tell they were rushing, though, as I said. Edge and Beth Phoenix would even up the numbers eventually, man. Edge comes through the crowd because Judgment Day was starting to get involved. Edge takes out Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley takes out Edge again, just like at the Rumble. Beth Phoenix comes catapulting like the Ultimate Warrior down the fucking aisle. Spears the shit out of Ripley. Ripley was down for the next 2 fucking minutes to end the show. And Beth Phoenix and Edge are staring down at Judgment Day. Cody's in the ring. Cody delivers not 1, not 2, 3. Basically a 3 amigos crossroads. Cody Rhodes delivers 3 crossroads onto Finn Balor and collects the W. Cody looks down at Edge and Phoenix like, damn, man, thank you, I got you. Edge and Phoenix not showing that there's a connection with Cody. They're more about business and taking out Judgment Day, but they look at Cody and there's a little bit of mutual respect there. But they're not getting into the ring to celebrate or shaking hands, no. Edge and Phoenix made it clear to Cody Rhodes with their look that this isn't about you, it's about taking them out. We have a common fucking enemy at this point, and Judgment Day has to be taken care of. So Cody's looking at them, they're looking at fucking Cody, and BC can't help but think this is a fucking super team, bro. Like, you gotta believe this is gonna be Elimination Chamber, right, guys? You gotta believe this is gonna be, like, Priest, Balor, and Rhea versus Cody, Edge, Beth Phoenix for Elimination Chamber, right? Little 6-man tag action. I don't know if they insert Dominic in place of Balor or Priest, but you gotta believe that we're gonna do a 6-man. Now, I usually don't like schmazes, but fuck, man. Edge and Cody Rhodes on a team with Beth fucking Phoenix. I mean, who the fuck would ever beat them? I don't even know if you could... Edge is next level anyway. Cody is fucking with the highest momentum I've seen in years in pro wrestling. And Beth Phoenix can easily on any day take out any fucking female. Rhea Ripley included. This is literally a super team. I mean, I just thinking about that, I'm like, okay, if that 6-man happens... That's fucking wild. Edge and Cody on the same team. You add in Beth Phoenix. Fucking boggling, bro. If they want to go that route. Now, I still would love to see one-on-one Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix. I just think, damn, you give them 17, 18 minutes. That's all I'm asking. And let them just rock. They will fucking tear it down, bro. So Edge, Phoenix, and Cody, the super team, basically ends the show. Judgment Day getting fucked up, and it looks like we're gonna lead to a 6-man schmaz, I believe, is what we're gonna do there. So that was Monday Night Raw, January 30th, 2023. What do you guys think in the chat? Good show, bad show, indifferent, a run-of-the-mill, 50-50? Where did you guys have last night's show? There were some good elements for sure. Some exciting things. I mean, Cody Rhodes brings so much energy. There was a lot of mind-boggling, lazy, redundant type of decisions being made that I was hoping was not going to be made after Rumble. Marie says, it was okay. Jasmine says, pretty good. Crazy Country says, bad show. Goat the Viking gives it a 6 out of 10. James from Fajita says, decent. Alicia says it was cool. Nick Clark says it was okay. Ray Hunt says, meh. John Cena 2011 said, thought it was all right. Angel Scratcher, yeah, Cody does make things happen for sure. Dante Jaron, decent. Nelly Nell says it was okay. Same as DJ is a prodigy, says okay. Jordan says, Tony says it was okay. Decent, but not the worst, says Ariel. Solid, says Prince Maverick. Malachi, I just wouldn't go back and watch, says Malachi. Colin says it was good. Most of Raw was story-driven, says Sean. Gotta be now, man, with Mania. And we gotta kick it into high gear. Jer9, good start and finish, poor rest of the show. Execution was just off, and I felt it was lazy and redundant in the middle. No question. Yeah, the start and the finish, I love it because you start off pretty hot with the right people, and then you end the night with that same storyline. King Malik, a Raw rating might drop for sure. They're going to get a help from the post-Rumble, but it was heavily promoted for Raw 30, and it was the go-home show to Rumble, and they pulled in that high rating, 2.3 sem-odd, headed toward 2.4. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it went down to like a 2.2, but I think they're going to hold pretty high because it was post-Rumble. Yeah, I would be pretty shocked if they actually matched last week. I don't see how that's possible because you had the promotion for Raw 30, or a lot of people wanted to see the fallout of Royal Rumble maybe. But it's going to be interesting to see what they did pull for sure. JR9 has them dropping big, 1.7 to 1.8, which would mean they would drop 500,000 viewers, guys, because they were at a 2.3 plus last week. Damn, JR9, if they lose 500,000 motherfuckers, bro, on a post-Rumble show, that is not good. Triple H just has to fucking kind of just walk into a wall 75 times and hope fucking hope he forgets that shit. Yeah, Carlos Ray, man, Edge and Cody. Highlights of the fucking show, man. And that's what I mean. Like, having Edge back fills such a void. Cody back fills the biggest void. I didn't even realize how big of a void without Cody. Now you have both of them on Monday Night Raw. It's just a different feel to the show. Even when they book the whole middle of the show to be kind of lackluster, man, do they bring some fucking fun with that. Carlos Ray, I absolutely agree, man. You don't even realize it until it's happening, and you're like, oh, there's Edge and Cody, and you feel a different way. Fucking badass. It's just so good to have them back, and I can't wait. I mean, that's what kind of gets me going to the next fucking Raw now, you know? Like them and I don't even like schmaz matches, 6-man tags. But I'm good if you want to have Judgment Day, Beth Phoenix, Edge, and Cody. That's a fucking dream team, bro. That's literally a dream team. That's like if you put Michael Jordan with Patrick Ewing. And who do you want to put in there? Scottie Pippen as well? You want to do fucking Akeem Olajuwon? Does anybody remember him? I got to keep it around the Jordan Patrick Ewing days, guys. I can't just put LeBron in there. That's a different era. Who do you guys want to put in with Michael Jordan and Patrick Ewing as a dream team back in the day? Can't be Charles Barkley, right? David Robinson, maybe? Did anybody watch old school basketball? Does anybody know Michael Jordan? I don't fucking know, man. Maybe I'm dating myself at this point. Oh, Larry Bird, bro. There you go, Rondo. Bird Jordan Ewing, right? I mean, this is basically what you're doing here, man. I don't know what role Beth Phoenix will play. Maybe Larry Bird. Magic Johnson. Fuck yeah, man. Karl Malone. There you go. Now you guys are talking. Back in the day, that's when the Olympics were big, man. The Dream Team. They literally called it the Dream Team. But that's Monday Night Raw, guys, and now we will see what SmackDown produces. And I, man, the biggest thing I hope is that it's Kana, Asuka, not Raquel. And I like Raquel. I want to see that character develop better. I don't want just smiley Raquel. It's never going to work. And she has a lot of improvement that still needs to be happened. We all know that. It's not Raquel's time to be hoisting up a title over Bianca, over Kana, to get to Bianca, beat Bianca, and for what? Develop her more, man. This is clearly Asuka's time. You already botched it. Rhea's now going for Charlie for no fucking reason, other than they had a match 3 years ago and it didn't go Rhea's way. And now we got to run that back. Now place Bianca in the right decision. Let's have Kana's time. Kana Asuka's time is now. Now. Unit, appreciate it. Salute. Let me pop another coffee if you don't mind. I'm going to stick around for a couple minutes and go over some super chats. Next level AMP unit members throwing a coffee over to BC. Appreciate that big time. I just got to get you guys up on the bigger screen if you don't mind, my super chatters. And by the way, did we hit 200 on those ups? I know it was 25 minutes notice, middle of the afternoon or middle of the morning, wherever you are. And I know that the tube doesn't pump the algorithm. Oh, we did. Yeah, thank you guys, man. Over 200. Let's take that to 300 now on those ups. Smash that shit, man. Help the... Because when this is done, the algorithm's going to kick in, and they're going to know that we rocked out, man. Let me get you guys back on the bigger screen. Where are we at here? JR9 Gaming fucking started us off with that 5 spot. Coffee JR9, man. This is it, JR9. It's Kana, Asuka, or bust, right? That's it, bro. Rhea versus Flair is a terrible choice. Could not agree more. Kana should have won the Rumble, making the Ladies Mania matches heel Kana versus Belair, Rhea versus Beth, Liv versus Flair. Oh, so JR9, you would do Morgan versus Flair. JR9, in the live chat, am I reading that correct in the super? Because you know I'm down with that. The problem with that is a lot of the crowd turned their backs on Liv Morgan. They don't want to give Morgan any credit anymore. They think she sucks. She has to go back to the drawing board. She's boring, and I don't see where it's coming from. JR9 says, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but JR9, we're thinking the same way, bro. I would love that. I think it would be fucking good. The match would be good. I think the story would be told more properly. But a lot of the crowd just turned their backs on Liv Morgan. I don't think they would want her going to Mania. And that's fucking pathetic. I never jumped off the Morgan bandwagon. I think it kind of got to her a little bit. She's lost a step or two, and I can see it's because of the confidence. That's got to come back because she was firing on all cylinders for the longest time. She was fucking with the best of momentum. I don't know why people turned their backs on her, man. You know, they all wanted her to be champ. She got there, and then they just were like, okay, seen it, done it, been there, done that, I'm out. Bullshit. JR9, I booked those 3 matches. BC ain't bitching and moaning at all, bro. Prime Killer 5 spot coffee says, so far I'd rather watch Mercedes versus Kyrie at Battle in the Valley over Elimination Chamber. If the U.S. title, Elimination Chamber is the main event. Prime Killer, I can't even say you're wrong, bro. I can't believe that's one of the chamber matches for the U.S. fucking title. A match that we would see on any Monday Night Raw. You're just adding little fucking pod cells. I, too, would rather watch Mercedes, Money, and Kyrie. And for those of you that don't know what Prime Killer is talking about, and I just realized this last night from a super chat last night during the stream. Somebody actually informed BC, because I didn't think about it. The same night that Kyrie and Mercedes, Sasha Banks, is going against one another in the Battle in the Valley, the Elimination Chamber is holding their event. It's the same fucking night. So you kind of got to pick and choose which one's going to be better. You know, BC said last night, like, obviously I have to go WWE, right? I have a review show. I got thousands of people that are going to depend on my words about the show. But this is a pro Sasha channel, pro Mercedes Moné channel, so I have to also catch that somehow. But I mean, if they're going to put together a bullshit card, Prime Killer, there's no doubt on one of these screens it's going to have to be Kyrie and Mercedes. Emmanuel Caraspati. Emmanuel, 2-spot. Italy, I believe, correct? I believe you told me, Emmanuel. Much love and respect over to Italy. Let me give a proper salute to my Italians, my fellow Italianos. Yes. Salute. Emmanuel says, I can't believe they made the usual show. Puff out frustration emoji. Emmanuel, me neither, man. There was a little bit more like, oh, I hope they really go carry the momentum from the Rumble. Let's fucking rock out. Instead, the bulk, I'll use your word, was the usual show, man. I don't know, bro. It's almost like they used up all of their creativity for the Rumble, whatever they had, and then they were just like, all right, listen, we'll start it off good, we'll end it good, and we'll just throw some weird shit in the middle. Emmanuel, I don't know, bro. But we went over it all, and you ain't wrong. Dante Jaron 23, $4.99 says Sammy beating Roman would be a moment, but I think his star status will dwindle after the Bloodline storyline, since it's fueled by their interactions. Yeah, Dante Jaron 23, you could be right. The thing with Sami Zayn to remember, and Dante, salute, man, gold status. The thing with Sammy to remember, if anybody watched old school NXT, old school, old black and gold, Sami Zayn was over on his own. Literally. And he didn't have anywhere near a character like this, by the way. Totally different dude. Clean cut, fucking face, you know? Yeah, I mean, he was having much better matches in NXT, by the way. He was doing things that I don't even know if they allow him to do anymore on the main roster. But he was over. He was one of the stars. When you knew he was in a match on a takeover, I mean, that was one of the prime matches you were looking forward to. So Sami Zayn can absolutely not just get over, but he can stay over. So the fact that he was booked so oddly for years since he's gotten to the main roster, that absolutely devalued him. The Bloodline storyline reminded everybody just how fucking good this dude can be, and should be going forward. So there's every chance in the world that Sami Zayn loses steam after this storyline if WWE does him dirty. If WWE continues to let him rock and gives him just semi-creative shit, Sami Zayn's going to be just fine. This dude is going to stay over. It all depends on WWE's next move. You know, it's one of those ball is in their court situations with Sami Zayn. This could fall to the wayside after the Bloodline storyline, or Sami Zayn's rocket could just be starting to take off. But Dante Jaron 23, it could go either one or two ways, man, and it's all in WWE's court. Nasir Alexander, gold status, $1.99. BC, you're just the GOAT, man. Poor Rhea Ripley. Nasir, I appreciate those words, man. I try to put out the best content for you guys, man. I try to be entertaining, but also drop the knowledge, the truth, and make you guys think. And then we come together, and we see how we can make this pro wrestling thing better. And that's what this channel's all about, bro. So, Nasir, I appreciate those words, man. BC, you're just the GOAT, man. Poor Rhea Ripley. Yeah, Rhea Ripley is not going to gain much from this. Even if she wins the title at Mania, she'll have her moment. That's good. But being tied to Charlotte, it's not going to be as effective anymore. Rhea should have been a diabolical, fun, ruthless heel going against Bianca, a top face at Mania. Because Judgment Day should be a ruthless heel faction. And Rhea should be at the prime of that. There's plenty of time to cheer Rhea and have her be a mega face in the future. And with a good heel run, she's going to be that. To have her against Charlie, by the time we get to Mania, mark my words, you're going to have crowds booing Charlie and fucking starting to cheer Rhea already. And it's not going to be as effective as it could be in the future, wherein Rhea should be ready to be a face. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, you're going to find out quickly. Being attached to Charlotte Flair for Mania is not the best move business-wise. It's not. This is not playing Monday morning quarterback. This is not people thinking they know better than WWE. No, we're telling you because history is just repeating itself. We already have the facts, right? This has already played out before. It's already starting to play off again with Charlotte Flair and her reception. So why would you boggle up Rhea Ripley in the same fucking stupidity folder? I don't get any of it, and I guess that's WWE's MO. It's not for us to get. But Nasir Alexander, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the words. And yeah, Rhea Ripley would have been a billion times better if it was Bianca Belair. Ash Steggles, $8.99. Couple of coffees, man. Couple of Starbucks from Gold Status. Ash Steggles, man. Before I even read that, salute to you, bro. Good to see you up in here. Appreciate the gold status and the fucking coffees on top, man. Keeping BC amplified. Ash Steggles, one of my tried and true, says, "This is World Wrestling Entertainment. We would like to phone in last night's Raw with horseshit booking that we did." I love the emojis. That's a fucking horse emoji. I fucking love it. This is World Wrestling Entertainment. We would like to phone in last night's Raw with the horseshit booking that we did. Yeah. The middle left more to be desired for sure, man. But there's opportunity still, man. There's a lot of things that if they just... I'm not giving them a mulligan per se, but I understand Rumble was a big weekend for them, okay? And then you got Raw right after. This should have been fucking mapped out way in advance, but I'm not giving them a full mulligan. But okay, you got the Raw after Rumble played out. Hopefully you see all the things that were wrong or need to be changed and all the opportunity that is sitting in your lap going forward. And I hope that creatively this show really kicks it into high gear next week. I'm giving a lot more leeway on this one because there's so much opportunity for Elimination Chamber and especially WrestleMania. And now you have Edge back into the fold on the red brand. You got Cody. You got Beth Phoenix fucking mixing up with both of them. There's a lot, man. Kana is back. Maybe we get Kana Asuka versus Belair. I'm still holding out hope. We still got to find out what's going on with the dude tag titles, man, with Jimmy and Jay. Jay walked out on them, you know? That's interesting as well. There's a lot of fun shit there sitting at the fucking table, man. Rick Boogs comes back. I'm digging the character. Logan Paul, I'm actually excited to see where they go with him. Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins is going to be mega fun, I feel. If you want to do Logan Paul and Ricochet for a fucking few weeks, I'll watch a couple of matches of that, man, after what we saw at the Rumble. There's a lot of good shit. You guys can probably list 10 other things coming out of the Rumble. I'm interested to see Chelsea Green mix it up, man. I'm interested to see if Bronson Reed keeps fucking getting some shine. There's a lot right now that BC is actually like, fuck, man. If we can get our ball bearings together, we got some good shit. No. Yeah, King. Let's keep Nia Jax out, though, right? I'm talking about the shit that is exciting me or should be exciting. No Nia Jax, please. We don't need some of the top talent getting fucking injured, guys. Ash Steggles, too funny. Much love and respect, man. Good seeing you up in here. Colin, 199, says, Is my Mella and Flair heel or face? Or is my Melon Flair heel or face? Are you saying Melon? Well, I don't know exactly what the question is, Colin, but Charlotte Flair is supposed to be a face. That's how she came back because she was gone for months and Tampa was going to give her a cheer. And now the crowds are starting to fucking go 50-50 again. You're going to hear a lot of boos, so she's going to eventually turn heel because that's what they always do with Charlie Flair. It never works. The agenda fails. And people get tired of the same fucking process, and then they have to turn her heel because they're booing her anyway, and then all of a sudden it fucks up whoever she's taking on, like Rhea Ripley in this case, and it's a vicious fucking cycle. And we keep fucking playing the same fucking ride over and over again. It's like getting on a fucking carousel or the fucking, what do you call the big fucking, the wheel there? What is that, the Ferris wheel? And every fucking time you go on it, you're puking. And when you get to the bottom, you should get off the ride. Instead, you stay on the ride. You go for another fucking rotation. You're puking some more. You should get off. You stay on the fucking ride. And we do this thing over and over with Charlie. And it's going to, it affects everybody she works with negatively. So she's working face now, Colin. If you're asking about Mella is working heel. Kana Asuka looks like she's working face because she scared off Carmella last night in that backstage segment. So Carmella looks to be heel as well. So I hope I answered that question correctly, Colin. PB Silly Pride. $4.99 coffee, PB Silly Pride. Tried and true. Salute before I read that. Superstars get excited when they finally get pushed until they realize they're getting pushed over a cliff. Perfectly said, PB Silly Pride. Well, PB Silly Pride, that's exactly what, hold on, who was it? Super Chat just a couple ago. Nasir Alexander, who said, BC, you're the GOAT, man. Poor Rhea Ripley. Poor Rhea Ripley, because Ripley's got all the momentum. She wins the Rumble. She's thinking, all right, this is good, I got momentum. And then she finds out she's got to work with fucking Charlie. Now, I'm not saying that personally. There's probably a good thing there, right? She respects Charlotte, Ashley Flair, the person behind the character. So there's an excitement there. But there's no way she can't understand, like, this is actually going to have an adverse effect as well. This is not going to be as big and as good as it should have been with Bianca. There's no doubt that Rhea Ripley knows this. I mean, the whole community knows it. So PB Silly Pride, that's basically, like, you could put that with Rhea. Like, you're getting this monster push, and then you find out, boom, you're being fucking dragged over to Charlotte Flair. And poor Rhea's like, no, I'm on Raw. I don't have anything to do with Charlotte, please. No, you're gonna go to Charlotte. Vince, I thought H is running the show. You thought wrong. Oh, but then fucking all of a sudden, there's Rhea Ripley on the blue brand. And it's like, why is she on the blue brand? The Judgment Day is on the red brand. This doesn't make sense. She has momentum. Keep her away from Charles. PB Silly Pride. Salute, man. Larry Leo. 10 spot. Couple of coffees. Larry, I appreciate that, man. Salute. Larry Leo says, BC, who would be the face in the heel? Oh, hold on. Let me get that on the bigger screen if you don't mind. It's on the big. There you go. BC, who would be the face/heel in a Rhea versus Charlotte match at Mania? Does WWE expect the fans to cheer Charbot? No, Larry Leo. Good question. And as I've said a few times in this, by the time we get there, see, right now, Rhea's supposed to be the heel, right? It's Judgment Day. She's got momentum. We're really loving her heel run. And Charlotte came back as a face because it's an easy pop. She's been gone for a while. It's Tampa. It's Memphis. It's these towns that are going to cheer. And you're already starting to hear that kind of go backwards, 50-50. It's going to go lower. So, Larry Leo, mark these words, man. By the time you get to Mania, Charlotte is going to basically be more of the heel. Your diabolical, ruthless heel that Rhea should be is now going to be getting fucking cheered. Again, there's a time for Rhea to become a super face if you do the heel run correctly. We're pulling this too quickly now, though. I mean, she can't become a fucking face in the next 2 months. We have so much that you can do with the diabolical, ruthless heel Rhea with Judgment Day. It's just, they do these erratic decisions to help out the Charlie Flair agenda. And that's what it is. I mean, people don't have to agree with it. That's fine. It's not my opinion, though. There's nothing to disagree with because it's not my opinion. The fact is there absolutely is a Charles agenda. WWE has admitted that. They told you that a million times. That is their golden child. That's their star. That's the one on the billboards. That's the one on your fucking signatures. That's the one on the fucking magazines. That's the one in the pivotal main event matches. That's the fucking everything, guys. The main event for the women for Mania. Or the match for the women. It will always be Charles. You don't have to like it. You don't have to think it's good. They've made the decision. And hey, it's their company. They can do that. But when you start to adversely affect everybody you're working with, when they have momentum, at what point does it become you're holding them down now? That's what this is, bro. Larry Leo, that's what's going to happen, man. That's honestly what's going to happen. Charlotte will be more of a fucking heel, and Rhea will be more of the fucking face. And it'll be a nice feel-good moment when Rhea hoists the championship, right? A culminating moment. And then what? What are we going to see with Charlie again? She's going to fucking play out a little bit more of a heel run by that point. Turn fucking face somehow because they'll put her with somebody super over, right? For all we know, Kana Asuka will be super over again. And Vince will put her back with fucking Kana Asuka the same way he did when Asuka was champion. And Asuka never had a championship run because she had to hold the hand of Charlotte Flair. Do you guys remember that? Because I do. Just to give Charlotte a rub. Anyway, it's amazing to see the same thing happen over and over, and everyone's just like, maybe it'll be better. Larry Leo, salud. Ali, $4.99. Haven't seen Ali in a minute, man. $4.99. What up, dude? Thank you for the coffee. BC, I believe it should be Kana versus Bianca and have Kana win the Raw Women's Championship. Ali, 1,000,000,000% agree. I've said that several times in this live stream. We've been rocking about an hour and a half-ish on this stream, and I could not agree more. That's the match that, at this point, you already did Rhea and Charlotte. It should have been Rhea and Bianca, but okay. You did it. Now, correct your wrong. Let's do Kana, Asuka, Belair. The match is going to be fucking phenomenal. The storyline will be a thing of beauty. The fucking realism, the interest, the energy, all it's going to be sitting in your lap. Or it's going to be WWE as usual, and they're going to do something totally stupid like give Raquel Gonzalez the Elimination Chamber victory, and she'll smile her way to fucking WrestleMania, and she'll defeat Bianca, and Kana will still be fucking in the mid-card somewhere, twiddling her fucking misty thumbs. It's mind-boggling, bro. I don't know. Truly don't know. And then Richie P with a 5-spot coffee says, I hate to say it, but I believe when Rhea versus Charlotte at Mania, Charlie will win. It should have been Kana versus Charlie. Oh, so you're saying when this match goes down, you saying that Charlie is going to beat Rhea Ripley anyway. Could you imagine, bro? I think tens of thousands of people at Mania are going to call bullshit on that. That's going to get probably 10 fucking... Oh, you know how we got a perfect 10 for the finish of Royal Rumble on the good, the bad, and the ugly review? That's going to be like a perfect negative 10. It's going to be 5 fucking uglies and turned into 10 bads if that ever happens. Richie P. Damn, bro. Should have been Kana Charlie. And then that's the redemption, Richie P. If they did Kana versus Charlie Flair, that's the match that I want to see redemption. Because, yeah, you're going to make Asuka, the undefeated streak is done. She flies into the mid-card soon after. She was never the same after Charlie beat her at that Mania. Yeah, if you want redemption, that is the match, Richie P, for sure. I would have been down with that. Kana hoists up her championship. Richie P, gold status. Salute. Hold on, guys. I think there was a couple more. Give me 1 second here. I got to get it back up on the big screen. And that was Big Time Baxter, $4.49. A coffee over to the channel. Big Time Baxter. Appreciate it, dude. Good to have you up in here, Big Time Baxter. BC SmackDown did a 2.544 mil last week. The Cena tag did 2.6 mil. The 923 episode did 2.5 mil. These are crazy highs. Post-Rumble will be giant. Rough time for Tony Khan. SmackDown has been just hitting home run after home run, Big Time Baxter. There's no other way to say it. They've been absolutely just crushing it. Now, could the shows be better? Absolutely. 1,000,000,000 times. But they've been doing enough this last couple of months, especially with the 2 biggest storylines in pro wrestling. Bray Wyatt LA Knight, and even bigger than that was the Bloodline and Sami Zayn. You add in a Kevin Owens, and this has been fucking huge. Raw had to take that for their 30th anniversary show. They took the 2 biggest storylines. They brought it over to the fucking red brand. They took it from the blue. They brought both stories over to the red brand, and they utilized them in the first commercial-free hour, and that was a massive over 2.6 fucking rating, guys. They crushed the Grand Slam in that first hour of Raw last week. SmackDown, it just feels more important. The flow is so much better. And don't get it twisted. That third hour does make the difference. There's no question. If you were creative, it would be a lot better, though. And Raw just refuses to be, mostly. But SmackDown being 2 hours helps it so much. But the flow is so much better. And you see, I understand you're on Fox. You're on broadcast television. So the rating will be jacked a little bit. But now you're talking about some weeks, nearly 1,000,000 viewers more. I mean, you're literally fucking around with 2 5s and 2 6s now, guys. They were over 2.5 again this past week. Going toward 2.6, 2.54. You know what I mean? I mean, it's still not easy to do in today's pro wrestling. A lot of people have just been fed up with it. I mean, you look at Rampage, like Big Time Baxter says that these are crazy highs with these numbers for SmackDown. Post-Rumble will be giant. It's a rough time for Tony Khan. Well, for Rampage, it's a terrible time because Tony Khan has only pulled in last week 458,000 for Rampage. You would think with a number that they just pulled 2.54, nearly 2.6 million people, and your show is on immediately after, you would think you're going to capture a chunk of that audience. They didn't even pull a fifth. They pulled a 458, guys. So what are we doing with Rampage? Is it just not connecting? Does it have to be moved to a different time slot? The energy is gone from Rampage. Tony Khan has to capitalize with a 2.6 rating that they've been getting lately. And they're probably going to come to something close like that this week. So Big Time Baxter, SmackDown has been big time. To all my supers, man, Big Time Baxter, Richie P, Ali, Larry Leo, PB Silly Pride, Colin, Ash Steggles, Nasir Alexander, Dante Jaron 23, Emmanuel, fellow Italiano, Prime Killer, JR9 Gaming, right hand man. Thank you guys, man. Thank you for the coffees. This was supposed to be just a regular video, but it was too late than when I wanted to film it earlier. So I said, you know what? To get this out in somewhat of a manageable time, I said we're going to have to do this live. Open it up to the entire red team. And we crushed it out of the park. I wanted to keep this an hour long. I really did, guys. I kind of knew it wasn't going to happen. I didn't want this to go over an hour and a half, but we start talking pro wrestling, man. We have a lot of fun. You guys start throwing coffees at the channel, and we just rock out, man. So, yeah, fun time, man. Hundreds throughout the entire hour and a half. I thank you guys. Once we're done being live, the tube is finally going to put this into the algorithm. Thousands of people are going to catch this. And to you guys, to the future audience, those of you that were not able to be here live, I thank you guys as well. Just because you didn't get to catch this live, salute to every single one of you that catch this later, after work, after a school, after errands, after whatever, and you still watch from the first minute all the way to the final fucking minute, and you still smash that up and you show that love and respect. To all the future audience, you guys are included, man. Red team, the entire unit, salute. And I appreciate you guys just because you weren't able to catch it live. Yeah, Sir Charles. Shout out to the folks in the future. Carlos, the chat was on fire today. Salute to everyone. Yeah, Carlos, you guys were the fucking best. That's why when I take something that should be an hour and it goes to almost 2 hours, that's because you guys are on all cylinders as well, man, and we just rocking out. So, yeah, like you guys said, man, future audience, much love. Future amplifiers, much love and respect. Gold team, we've already been here 38 minutes too long. I'm not going to do the roll call, but you know who you are, man. I see so many gold cards up in the chat. It's so good to see that, man. My members just rocking out big time. I will save the extra 5 minutes of roll call for now so we can all go about our Tuesday. But salute to every single one of you guys, man. We'll do this again soon. There's a lot of business I have to take care of in February, so it's going to be kind of on and off. Just make sure you're subscribed and notified, and it'll fucking alarm you exactly when a new vid is up. But there's a lot of flights that I got to catch, a lot of fucking out of state, a lot of fucking out of country. It's a lot, man. February, I have a lot to do. But whenever I can, man, you guys are going to get fucking content catapulted out to you, I assure you. But for January, man, what a month. We will always fucking remember how we rocked this month out. Thank you guys so much. Top guy, I'm going to be out. BC saying check you. Peace. Rock out Tuesday, man. Get the delts rocking. Get the biceps jacked up. And let's crush. Amp unit. Crush. Check you guys. Man, hold on, man. I think a coffee just got thrown over to the channel. Ali, I believe. Hold on. Ali just threw a coffee over. Let me throw a salute right back to Ali. for a second time in this chat, Ali. I appreciate the coffee, dude. And one more thing, BC. I know SmackDown is 3 days away, but in your words, what do you think is next for Bray Wyatt? Same thing I told Jimmy Fingers 19 in yesterday's live stream, and he threw a super chat. We have to see, first of all, we have to get some answers to the questions that we have. What is going on with Howdy and Bray? I said, let it play out, and we did. And to be seeing so many of you guys, it was phenomenal, man. I've been loving the storytelling, the little bit here and there, and leaving people wanting more. Now we have to get a little bit more of those answers, a little bit more rapid. Then and only then can I see where the next opponent would fit best, in what circumstance. But I can't see that now because, like Jimmy Fingers 19 said yesterday, would it be a Dexter Lumis or a Karrion Kross because it makes sense storyline-wise? No, because Dexter Lumis is nowhere near getting a match with Bray Wyatt right now. They might go that way and somehow Bray shows up on Raw, but Lumis is like a lackey for Gargano right now. It's like they don't really know what to do with him. The audience has to know that Lumis is the type of character that we know he is. Then you could have fun with him and Bray. Karrion Kross can't just go into his next match and just drop it like LA Knight could to Bray Wyatt. So I have to see where they're going with Bray first, then we can place an opponent on him. I know that's not the answer you guys want because this is a pro Bray channel and I should be spitting out about 5 or 6 names. I don't want to name anybody now because it all depends on what we're doing with Bray. That's how we came to the conclusion that LA Knight is going to be fine when he loses to Bray at Rumble. We knew he was going to lose. And he's going to be just fine because LA Knight fit perfectly in that situation with that storyline. We have to see what Bray's doing next. Now the answers have to start kind of coming a little bit more rapid fire. We have to see the answers first. Ali, not the exact answer I know that even I would want to give. But now it's time for my boy Bray to start answering some of that shit, you know? And then we'll see. Then we can kind of fucking go toward one way or the other. But I just don't see Karrion Kross just going into a story real quick for 2 months, dropping the match. It's not going to do anything for him like it would LA Knight. So, yeah, Ali, I'll have much better outlook on it when we see Bray on Friday night. Coming out of SmackDown, I hope we get a few more answers checked off, and then we can start to place the puzzle pieces where they belong. All right, guys, that is going to do it up. Ali, I appreciate the second coffee, man. All right, now, top guy, I'm out. BC saying check you. Now rock those fucking belts. I got to go fucking 2 hours in the gym today because it is Delt Day, and Delt Day doesn't go easy. I shred Delt Day, man. Throwing people off machines into the fucking wall. Get over here! So it's time to crush it, guys. Hopefully you can do the same. All right, BC, I'm out. Check you. Go long. Ready? Go long, man. James Shrimp Fajitas, take a left. Carlos, go right. James Shrimp Fajitas taking a left. Jer9, go straight middle, man. Straight middle. Pile driver. Do a deep route. Slant, king. Slant. Here it comes. Hail Mary status. Oh, man, breaking the equipment, guys. Come on.